Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. How you doing today? We have a very special guest, frankly, a legend in the business. We have Adrian Hernandez. How you doing, sir?
Yeah, what's going on, Michael? I appreciate that. I'm alive. I'm excited. I'm ready to be on the call. I always start off the call that way. It always feels good when I tell it to myself. So
Well, it's not only telling yourself, but it's one of those things we're going to get into your daily disciplines. I love about you because you just put out positivity, right? Your daily execution, your daily vibe is really important. And one of the things that I reached out to you after you put something on Instagram, right? And I'm like, dude, I need an hour. We need to talk about these things. People need to see the amazing things that you are doing in the community. Need to just celebrate that. So do me a favor, read that post you put out, because again, we're going to get into daily disciplines, but this is really about baselining on settling. And I think too many of us settle.
I'll read the quote. Yeah, and it's I think that's the settling, right? When we look at the word settling, I think it's the number one disease of comfort.
Yeah.
Right? So when we look at that. So let me read this quote, and you guys all let me know how you feel after I read it. So Look around. How many people do you think are settling? Probably a lot. People are settling into okay relationships, okay jobs, okay friends, and an okay life. Why? Because life is comfortable. Okay pays the bills, provides a warm bed at night. Some people are fine with okay. And guess what? That's okay. But okay isn't thrilling. It isn't passionate. It's not life-changing or unforgetting. Okay is not the reason why you risk absolutely everything you've got for a chance that absolutely something amazing can happen.
Settle. Yeah. I saw that. It's you see a lot of stuff on IG and all the social media platforms, but there's a couple that hit you every week, and that was one of them. That it stayed on my phone. I'm like, oh shoot, I settled for too many years in my life. It's settle and comfort. I don't know which one is worse. When I look at that, I would never say I settled, but I will absolutely admit to being comfortable, which is settling, right? It's kind of that. It's kind of that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, how many of us just get comfortable? You get in the rat race. The rat race is real. You start saying things like "I deserve" or "I need" or "I'll watch one more Netflix video," and then on the same side, we're complaining, right? We're talking about this. We look at the future and we have financial uncertainty, and we have the greatest retirement crisis potentially coming down the pipeline. And it's like all of these things going on. Really, that quote really caused me to reflect and go, what can we do? Because I know we both care about helping others to shake them up. So I think we need to talk about daily disciplines that you and I have, because I think we should be North Stars for folks. Like, what are part of our daily disciplines that get us out of comfort, that really allow us not to settle? And I think we just need to, what are some important daily disciplines? Like when you started the call, you do that every time.
Every time.
And I just think we need to what are some of your daily disciplines? Because I think people should follow things like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is huge, guys. I just want to walk back a couple of steps in regards to what you said with comfort and discipline. I believe they're cousins. I really do, because even though some of us would be like, well, I'm not settling. Okay, I understand that, but you're comfortable, and comfortability breeds settling, and settling breeds comfortability, right? It goes hand in hand. But a lot of it, guys, is our exposure. A lot of us haven't really been exposed to guys like Michael, who, all of a sudden came from a regular job to owning real estate and is now crushing it. A lot of people haven't been exposed to that. You see, and with all due respect, right? You see your mom and dad, they wake up, they go to a normal job, they come home at 5 o'clock, they crack open a Bud Light, they watch TV, and they do it all over again the next day. And it's our environment that also shapes the comfortability. It also shapes the settling. I know this. I know when I got around Ty, I know when I got around you, I know when I got around Omar, when I got around all these other people, it really helped me understand there is so much more to this game called life. There is so much more than me just picking up a normal job. And I was fortunate because I got to see my uncle early on make a lot of money in the mortgage industry. And of course, just like most people, he lost it all when the market crashed. But I got to see that. I got to see what a different life would be like. So my encouragement to all of you, before we get into the disciplines and the daily rituals, is get exposure. Get exposure to people like Michael. Get exposure to the people inside of one rental at a time who are actually doing it. Get exposure to like Tyleon Guerrero, right? Who was at one time doing hundreds of transactions every single year, but right? And so when we look at this, guys, it's all about the exposure. So I want to encourage you guys to, part of your daily discipline, part of your daily habit is to expose yourself to something new, right? You know, I'll go to Laguna Beach and go walk into an art studio and see paintings that are worth 30, 40, 50 million dollars. And in my mind, I'm like, people walk in here and say, I'll take that one, and that one, and walk out.
Yeah.
And it's that exposure. Not to say that that's what I want to do, but it helps me understand how small I'm playing in this big world.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a big one for me. And I see a lot of that in the Squat Up community that you guys have invited me to speak to a couple of times, and I consider myself a part of. It is getting around other like-minded individuals who have the mindset of, frankly, being uncomfortable is a habit. It is a discipline, right? And, you know, one thing, again, right, one of the things my story is I was just a W-2 employee who was living the rat race and frankly losing. I was comfortable. I had enough money to pay my bills, but nothing left over. I got a couple of nice, expensive, stupid things, which I wish I had the money back. Shoot, I wish I had half the money back, right? You can take those $1,000 suits away. I'll sell them for 50% off. But yeah, these are things that if you want it, you have to seek it, right? Being uncomfortable is a choice. It's a choice. It's easy to be comfortable. Frankly, that's what life's all about, right? You work a 9 to 5, you come home, you pop that Bud Light, you watch Netflix, you go to bed, you wake up, do it again. There's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want and you are happy, by all means, you've won. If you are happy, if you're happy, you won. I'm trying to talk to the people that, do that. And then, 3 times a week, they're like, damn it, I can't keep doing it. That was the light that got me, right? Because I looked up one time, I think I was 30, and I looked up 2 levels in my organization. And because I always been, I'm going to do the rat race. I'm going to climb the org chart. I got to a director, ultimately a VP, and I'm like, I don't want their life. There's nothing about their life that I want. They're all fat. They're all overweight. They're all addicted to some foreign substance. They're on their 3rd marriage. I'm like, none of that is for me. So, what can we do, right? So we start building a real estate portfolio in a market that I've never been to. It's just, you've got to get uncomfortable and you got to, move forward. And that's what we teach in One Rental at a Time is daily disciplines and focus. You can be uncomfortable in the beginning, but I tell you what, if you do it every 30 or do it for 30 or 60 days, you will get comfortable. And frankly, you will build confidence in yourself, which is what I'm trying to teach people. Build confidence in yourself. Don't believe all these social media hucksters out there and throw money at them. Forget it. Trust yourself.
It's big. And you guys, it goes back down to the saying, when you're starting off, and if you do what is easy, the future will be hard. Yes. If you do what is hard, the future will be easy. Most of us don't ever want to do what's hard. We want to, well, hold on, let me get on the phones for 5 hours, or let me go back to my normal job and make a paycheck and come home. You know what? I'm going to go to the second option because it's easier, right? However, what you don't understand is when you become 30, 40, 50, 60 years old, your life is hard and you're looking back saying to yourself, why didn't I do this? Everybody I talk to that's settled in some way, shape, or form, and family members, with all due respect, I'll talk to them and they'll tell me, Adrian, I wish I did what you're doing when I was your age. I wish that I would have had that mentality. I wish that I would have just stuck it out and struggled for a little bit, because we have to, guys, in order to get to where we want to go. But if you're not going through that, if you're not getting pushed by pressure, if pressure isn't pushing you, then you're never going to really grow. And just what Michael said, this is big. When you don't do that, it doesn't give you any confidence. As a matter of fact, it gives you the opposite. It gives you insecurities, because now you start looking and saying, well, why aren't I like him? Oh, I'm not like him. And then you start thinking about all the things that are wrong with you, versus going out and doing what you should do, doing what is hard. And when you do it, you're like, oh, I just did that. Yes. And now it's like that power up, right?
Yep.
Now you're like, okay, what else is next? What
Yeah.
else is next? And before you know it, you're moving mountains, right?
Oh, I love it. I love that power up. That was a great. I love that. I'm gonna rope that into my talk track. That's awesome. And again, look for people that are doing it right. And the biggest thing that people don't really appreciate about Olivia and I's story is when we started this journey, we had to make some hard choices, and we immediately whacked 10% of our expenses. And ultimately, over about 18-month period, we got down to 50%. Let me tell you, living on 50% of what you used to spend is uncomfortable. But when you do that as a W-2 employee, guess what happens? What I call your freedom dollars or discretionary spending or discretionary dollars go up, and you can keep feeding this machine, right? Like you said, if you're willing to do what's hard, right? Your quote earlier, which was for us, live below our means, get rid of all of our wants. We had no wants for a decade, Adrian, nothing. But now, the wants are starting to pile up, and we're enjoying things. But it's the path is clear. We can stand here and point at it. But person watching this, you got to do the work. We can't do it for you.
It's big. And with that being said, you have to have the habits that continue to keep that work going, right? Yeah. So one of the first things I learned early on was your morning routine.
Yes.
People will say, Adrian, you're lucky, but yet I'm working while they're sleeping.
Exactly.
How am I lucky? How am I lucky when I'm up at 4:30 and you're still sleeping? That makes no sense. Yeah. So when my coach told me, Adrian, you need a solid morning routine. The morning routine will set up your entire day. So one of the first things I do is I'm up at 4:30 in the morning, I'm praying, and I'm going through a series, and I have them here. That's of awesome. Affirmations. So every single day, I have a list of I am affirmations. I am loving, I am smart, I am courageous, I am filled with happiness, I'm a warrior for my family, I'm alive, I'm excited, I'm full of energy. And I say these things to myself because in the morning, we talked about the power up in the morning. Let's be honest. How many of you are like jump out of bed, ready to get after every single day, fully excited? Like who cares about what's going on? How many of you really wake up that way?
Yeah.
Probably not many of us, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're under some sort of substance. So understanding that, it's like, this is my substance. My substance is me powering myself up with powerful affirmations, right? So I have like, I am affirmations. And I don't say each of these to myself every single day, but I do, for the most part, I'll read 1 or 2 pages to get me up and going.
That's awesome.
There's a book called Think and Grow Rich, which we all have heard about, right? Think and Grow Rich talks about the statement of desire. And what the statement of desire pretty much says is that by X amount of date, you will have in your possession X amount of money by doing X amount of services, and they'll come to you easily, effortlessly. You believe it with confidence. And you guys, I want you to understand something. There's always an affirmation playing in the back of your mind. It's either a negative affirmation or it's a positive affirmation. It's either, why aren't I doing this? Or I'm so excited I'm doing this and this is why. And your body, your mind is listening. And every single time you tell yourself something that is negative, all it is doing is reiterating to your entire body. So no wonder why you don't wake up in the morning, because you're not saying anything positive to yourself. It's all negative. It's like putting sugar in a gas tank for a car. What's going to happen to the engine?
Oh, that is awesome. Hey, Adrian, I want to ask a favor if you're cool with it. Could you send me that list? I'd love a soft copy. It's not something I have yet worked into my morning routine. I would love to see a sample and copy that. I think it's that important.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. I really do. And when I think about my daily routines, I am up early. I haven't had an alarm clock. God, I haven't had an alarm clock in like 10 years or something. So I am one of those people that are up and excited and get going. And then, so that is me. I am lucky that way. But then again, I'm in bed by 10 o'clock too. Yeah, exactly. You can't have it both ways, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm not up till 12 o'clock.
Yeah. So what I've always tried to do with my morning is I always try to control the first 4 hours, right? I found very early on, when you try to plan out too far ahead, you don't allow for life, right? So for me, I'm always thinking about till 12 o'clock, right? So my morning routine now, because of this YouTube channel, is I'm up at 6 most of the time, 5:30 to 6:15 every day without an alarm clock. I read for about an hour to 75 minutes to produce the daily financial news. I then do one expert interview from 8 to 9, maybe until 9:30 if I do another one. Then what I do is I work out for an hour. I believe one of the things that I have to do is I'm getting to be 50 as I've got to keep the body good. Right. So I get that going. Then I have lunch and then it's noon. Right. That is my morning. And I do that probably six out of 7 days, probably like 28 out of 30 days a month. That is what happens. And then afternoon, it's all about Olivia. It's usually we'll do lunch out somewhere. We'll do something. I do look for deals throughout the day. Those are usually after, because again, I'm the guy who preaches 20 minutes a day. But the beauty of now, it's all set up on the phone. I could do it anywhere, right? I'm still doing that. I've done it for 20 years. I'm networking in the afternoon. So for me, the morning is all about giving back with this channel. And then I take care of my business after 12 o'clock, networking, looking at deals, writing offers, things of that nature. So that's my day. And again, I have this saying, and I believe it with every fiber in my body, every day is Saturday. 20 years of sacrifice to get here, but every day is Saturday. And it's the same day kind of over and over. It's pretty cool.
I absolutely love that. Every day is Saturday. You said that on the call that we did. And when you mentioned that, in my mind, I was looking for something. I was enjoying myself over the weekend. And I'm like, every day is like a special holiday in my mind. I'm going through that, but you said every day is Saturday, and I like that one way better. So I'm hijacking that one.
Yeah, please do. Please do. Again, yeah, Saturdays that generally that day, everybody goes, I can do whatever I want. I'm free. Because Sunday you're like, God damn it, I got to go back to work tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. So just every day is Saturday. It's an awesome feeling. So again, think about your daily disciplines, get comfortable being uncomfortable. The more you're willing to be uncomfortable now, the better your future will be. Keep moving forward, look for examples. So Adrian, how can people be a part of your world? Maybe talk about Squad Up, because that is an amazing group of go-givers you have built.
Yeah, so what Ty Leon Guerrero and I, we created a group called Squad Up. And what we have is it's pretty much a community of real estate professionals, lenders, wholesalers, flippers, buy and hold investors. It's pretty much, all inclusive for real estate entrepreneurs. And we're just sharing the light, right? We're doing what Michael's doing. We're sharing the light, and we're really sharing the difference that makes the difference. So like every Monday and Wednesday, we have a live role play that Ty does. Every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, we actually have a accountability call. So we all get on the call and we share what we're doing, how we're winning, what struggles we're having, who did this and how did it work, or I did this and it didn't work, and we're all learning from each other. And then the most important thing is we're also sharing our habits, because if you're out in the ocean swimming by yourself, you're not going to be as comfortable if you were swimming with the group of people around you. Right? If something were to happen, you got someone next to your corner that can help you. When you're out there by yourself, it's kind of hard. So what we did is we created just this community to where, hey, if one person is having a bad day, let's talk about it. Let's power them up, and we're gonna power ourselves up. And before you know it, we all have this confidence to move forward.
That's awesome.
And it's really important. So to answer your question, you can find us on Instagram. It's just at Adrian Hernandez, or go to refoundationbuilders.com. That's the site where we do the role play and we do the live accountability.
Yeah, I really believe in accountability. So much so that every Sunday I have an accountability call with myself and this camera. This is what we did the last week, blah, 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 right? Good or bad. Accountability is a big deal. And trust me, I've been a commissioned salesperson for more than 20 years. There's nothing like going to a QBR, quarterly business review, and having nothing in your pipeline. That will light your ass on fire. So these accountability calls are a great thing that you worked in. What is the website one more time?
refoundationbuilders.com.
That's amazing. Thanks, Adrian.
Thank you, Michael. Appreciate it.
You got it.